Hamas makes $1 billion a year across multiple streams. That's a lot of money under the management of a few people. If you're the type that pays attention to global news, chances are high that you've heard or come across the name Hamas even before the events of October 7, 2023. Hamas, an acronym of its official name, which translates to Islamic Resistance Movement in English, is a Palestinian political and military organization in control of the Gaza Strip section of Palestine. Founded in December of 1987, first as an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood, but quickly became a standalone organization because of the ambition of its founding and subsequent leaders. Although it was originally formed as an Islamic charity organization, this goal was short-lived. Maybe the new Hamas is what was intended all along, maybe not. Founded mainly by Ahmed Yassin and Abdel Aziz al-Rantisi, in addition to a host of other influential religious members of the Mujama al-Islamiyya Islamic Center in Gaza City, Hamas would later become involved in armed resistance against Israel in the 90s. Hamas has had a good number of leaders since it was formed over 3 decades ago, and they all appear to live the good life during their reign. Some parts of Gaza appear like a third world country, with starving, malnourished children and poor adults waiting endlessly for the most basic needs. An estimated 70% of Gazans are said to live in poverty without access to electricity or potable water in the 8 different refugee camps in the city. Hamas leaders, on the other hand, seem to enjoy the good life, thousands of kilometers away from the people they rule. The leaders of the organization are reported to be worth a combined $11 billion, and sure do know how to enjoy that enormous wealth. They live in a bubble, separated from the realities of their subjects in Gaza, in an abundance of luxury. They move in convoys of luxury cars, fly private jets, and live in luxury condos or 5-star hotels when they travel. Before we dive in further, how does Hamas make its money? Since the organization controls all the activities in the Gaza Strip, they impose a compulsory levy on every good that enters the city through the Rafah border crossing and a vast network of tunnels they use to smuggle in goods outside the official border crossing. Aside from that, they also collect levies on businesses operating in the city in addition to assets, legitimate front businesses held in different proxies, real estate holdings, and cryptocurrencies. Hamas also raises money for its activities through donations from sympathetic countries and organizations, sometimes in the name of charity and humanitarian aid. These, among other sources, combined put the annual turnover at an estimated $1 billion. How do the Hamas leaders enjoy their wealth? Stick around as I get into the thick of it. Ismail Haniyeh, head of the Hamas Political Bureau, worth about $4 billion, Khaled Mashal, Haniyeh's predecessor, worth another $4 billion, and Abu Marzouk, deputy chairman of the Hamas Political Bureau, worth about $3 billion, appear to enjoy their stupendous wealth without remorse. Together, the three are worth an estimated $11 billion and still continually source for more funding for the organization they lead. They all live far away from the harsh realities of their subjects in Gaza. Due to their wealth, the Hamas leaders get the best of luxury either on the move or static. Keep in mind that most of their operations and movements are shrouded in secrecy, hence there exists very little information on most of their activities, but we dug deep to uncover some of their luxury lifestyle. Ismail Haniyeh. Ismail Haniyeh was born in the Al-Shati refugee camp in January 1962. He got involved with Hamas while studying Arabic literature at the Islamic University of Gaza till he graduated in 1987. After graduation, Haniyeh stuck with Hamas and gradually rose through the ranks. After 10 years of involvement with Hamas at the community level, Haniyeh was appointed to head a Hamas office in 1997. In 1989, Haniyeh was released from prison after serving a 3-year jail sentence and was immediately deported to Lebanon alongside other Hamas leaders and 400 other activists. Haniyeh returned to Gaza a year later and was appointed to serve as the dean of the Islamic University of Gaza. His growth within Hamas and his rise in popularity with the Palestinian people was rapid and consistent due to his close relationship with Hamas founder Ahmed Yassin. In less than 10 years, Haniyeh was elected as the leader of Hamas after it won the majority majority seats in the Palestinian legislative elections of 2006, serving under President Mahmoud Abbas. Haniya was dismissed from office in less than a year by Abbas, who is from the rival Fatah organization, due to the heightened rift between Hamas and Fatah. Refusing to acknowledge his sack, Haniya resumed his role as prime minister in the Gaza Strip, effectively alienating it from the other part of Palestine in the West Bank. Haniya ruled Gaza as the leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip between 2007 and 2017, when he was succeeded by Yahya Sinwar. He was elected the chairman of the Hamas Political Bureau, replacing Khaled Mashal. Haniya relocated to Qatar in the same 2017 as expected in his role as the head of the Hamas Political Bureau. Until 2010, Haniya's family lived in the Al-Shati refugee camp. Haniya started his luxury properties acquisition by splashing a reported $4 million on a 2,500 square meter piece of land in the upscale beachfront Rimal neighborhood, a land he registered in the name of his son-in-law. Haniya continued to amass luxury properties, often in the names of his 13 children. His eldest son, Abdel Salam, was once caught with millions of dollars in cash as he attempted to smuggle them into Gaza from Egypt through the Rafah border crossing. His other son, Maaz Haniya, dubbed as Abu al-Akarat, or father of real estate in Gaza, owns several luxury apartments, villas, and commercial buildings in different parts of Gaza. Maaz enjoys a luxury lifestyle in Turkey, and he is never too shy to share it on social media. In 2021, Maaz was pictured with his father showing off a luxury car on the streets of Gaza. Haniya and his two sons, Maaz and Abdel Salam, have been pictured flying his private jet. Khaled Mashal. Mashal was born in Jordan-occupied West Bank in May 1956. In 1957, his father, who was a farmer, moved to Kuwait, but Mashal and the rest of the family stayed back. During the 1967 war, the family was forced to flee from their home, and the young Mashal joined his father in Kuwait, where he completed his secondary education, while the rest of the family took up residence in Jordan. Mashal joined the Muslim Brotherhood in 1971, and in 1974 he enrolled in Kuwait University, where he became an integral member of the General Union of Palestinian Students, a Muslim Brotherhood-associated Palestinian student movement. He bagged a bachelor's degree in physics in 1978. At the founding of Hamas in 1987, Mashal became the leader of the Kuwaiti branch of the organization, and in 1992, he became one of the founding members of the Hamas Political Bureau. He assumed the role as the chairman of the Bureau in 1996 and became the recognized leader of the organization worldwide in 2004, following the death of Hamas co-founders Ahmed Yassin in 2003 and Aziz al-Rantisi the following year. Mashal held this position until he retired in 2017, giving way to the emergence of Ismail Haniya. Mashal lived in Syria until 2012 at the start of the Syrian civil war, when he closed his office in Syria and set up a new one in Qatar as head of the Hamas Political Bureau. Mashal lived in opulence luxury in Qatar between 2012 and 2017, when he resigned as head of the Political Bureau, although he still remains a senior member of the Hamas organization and manages real estate and financial transactions for the organization. As the head of the Political Bureau, Mashal was a subject of widespread corruption allegations alongside Abu Marzouk to the tune of $2.5 billion each, an allegation he denied. However, his flagrant display of wealth in the face of the widespread poverty ravaging the Gaza city would make even his most loyal supporter doubt his innocence. Mashal has been fond of taking up rooms in some of Qatar's most prestigious five-star hotels and travels in a convoy of multiple entourages. Abu Marzouk. Musa Abu Marzouk was born in the Rafah refugee camp in Gaza City in 1951. He obtained an engineering degree in Cairo in 1976 and subsequently a master's degree in construction management from Colorado University in the United States and a PhD from Louisiana University. Marzouk lived in the U.S. for 14 years until he was deported to Jordan in 1998. Marzouk was instrumental to the survival of the Hamas movement after the arrests of many of its founding members in 1989. Marzouk, a master fundraiser, leveraged his connections with organizations and individuals in the US, Europe, and the Arab world to raise substantial amounts for the organization. Marzouk also supervises the construction of hundreds of kilometers of tunnels in the Gaza Strip to smuggle goods and weapons and hide fighters. Abu Marzouk is the deputy chairman of the Hamas Political Bureau. He also serves as the de facto foreign minister of the organization. Together, Ismail Haniya, Khaled Mashal, and Abu Marzouk control the vast wealth of the Hamas organization, most of which is raised in the name of providing humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. Notable mentions in the organizations who also appear to live the good life include Yunis Kafisha, who manages Hamas's investment portfolio, Saleh al-Aruri, founding leader of the Hamas military unit Izz al-Din al-Qassam brigades, Yahya Sinwar, leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip, among others. There you have it, the rich and luxurious lifestyle of the Hamas leaders, who have positioned themselves as the leaders of over 2 million people, out of which an estimated 1.6 million of them live in abject poverty. Thanks for watching till the end. See you next time.